Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 business meeting of the Wall Township Public School District Board of Education. Please stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Smythe, sunshine announcement and roll call, please.
This is the Wall Township Board of Education meeting for which adequate notice under the Open Public Meeting Act was provided by notice to the Co-Star, Asbury Park Press, written notice to the Township Clerk's Office, all Wall Township Public Schools, and the Board Administration Office on January 8, 2026. Take a roll call. Ms. Adams.
Here.
Ms. Barbier.
Here.
Ms. Bibby.
Here.
Mr. Buffa.
Here.
Ms. DiGiovanni.
Here.
Ms. Lawler.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Wondrak. Mr. Mallett.
Here. Thank you, Mr. Smythe. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion to go into executive session for those items indicated on the agenda. Ms. DiGiovanni? Ms. Barbier? All in favor? Aye. At this time, we will go to executive session. We anticipate returning at 7 p.m. Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday, August 18th, 2026 business meeting of the Wall Township Public Schools. Returning to public session, please stand for the pledge. Mr. Smythe, roll call, please.
Okay, roll call, Ms. Adams?
Here.
Ms. Barbiere?
Here.
Ms. Bibby?
Here.
Mr. Buffa?
Here.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Here.
Ms. Lawler?
Here.
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Wondrak? Mr. Maliff?
Here. At this time, we're going to have our first public comment session. The board requests that individuals speaking will be courteous and mindful of the rights of other individuals when making comments. Specifically, comments regarding individual students and school personnel are discouraged and will not be responded to by the board. Students and employees have specific legal rights afforded by the laws of New Jersey. The Wall Township Board of Education bears no responsibility, nor will it be liable for any comments made by members of the public. Speakers should consider their comments in the light of the legal rights of those affected or identified in their comments, and recognize that they are legally responsible for and liable for their comments. And we ask you to respect our 3-minute time limit, and also that this is public comment and not question and answer. Anyone have a public comment, please come to the microphone. Seeing no one for public comment, we will close this public comment, and I'm going to turn it over now to Dr. Bleakley.
Thank you, Mr. Maliff. Tonight we're going to start with, I'm going to invite Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction, Mrs. Jennifer McCann, to present assessment data. Specifically, Mrs. McCann will present on access for ELLs and DLM data. And board members, if you'd like to shift positions so you can see the screen.
Good evening. Every school year, we are proud to share our results of the testing that our students go through in the spring. Two of our testing administration's results have come in, and we are required to share those results with the board and with the community. We are going to start with the Access for ELLs assessment, which is administered between February and April of every school year. It is administered to all students who receive ESL services in grades K through 12. One thing to keep in mind is whether they receive services or refuse services, all students who have qualified for those services are required to take this assessment. It consists of 4 sub-assessments. There's listening, speaking, reading, and writing. It measures the student's oral language, literacy, and comprehension. It's aligned to the WIDA standards, and there are 6 proficiency levels. The oral language portion of the assessment is 50% listening and 50% speaking. The literacy is reading and writing. The comprehension component is 70% reading and 30% listening, for an overall score of 35% reading, 35% writing, and 15% listening and 15% speaking. There are 6 proficiency levels, as I mentioned: entering, emerging, developing, expanding, bridging, and reaching. We tested 74 students. 40 of those students are general education students. 34 of the students are special education students. Oop, sorry, go back. So when we report out on the scores for this assessment, we don't report out by grade level or by building for a particular reason. Because the population of those students is under the state requirement of 10 students, and you would be able to identify who those students are, we do an overall K-12 presentation and not by grade level. So overall, these are the results for this year's administration. 19% of our students were at the entering. Their overall score is at entering. 14% is at emerging, 34% is at developing, 32% expanding, and 1% at bridging. In order for a student to be considered proficient and be able to exit the program, they must score a 4.5 or higher. And I'll get to how many of our students achieved that in a moment. This is our 3-year comparison. Year over year, we would be hoping that many of our students fall in the developing, expanding, and bridging categories. The students who are scoring in entering and emerging are typically our students, what we call port of entry students, who are coming to the United States for the first time and have a really limited exposure to the English language. Of the 74 students, we had 9 students who earned that 4.5 or higher. 6 of those students are currently active in our ESL program. 3 of those students refused services, but still were able to receive a proficient level. 6 of those students are general education, and 3 are special education students. So what are we going to do in order to continue to work with our ML population? First and foremost, our supervisor will work with the teachers who provide our ESL services, as well as working with the gen ed teachers who also have those ML students within their classrooms to continue to talk about best practices for teaching ML students. At the K-5 level, we have multiple supplemental resources that support our core curriculum that the ESL teachers use on a regular basis. At the 6-12 level, we'll continue to hone in on their speaking, writing, reading, and literacy program, skills using the Robotel program. And just across the district in general, we use a data warehouse system called Linkit that really provides us a lot of information about our students and how they're performing. So our gen ed teachers, as well as the ESL teachers, are able to really hone in on particular skills and content that the students need to work on. The other assessment that we're going to go over briefly tonight is the Dynamic Learning Maps, also known as DLM. And this is also administered in the spring, and it is administered to our students who show the most significant intellectual disabilities, and they take 3 assessments, ELA, mathematics, and science. And this is designed to mimic what our gen ed and other special ed students take, which is typically the NJSLA. They have 4 proficiency levels: emerging, approaching the target, at target, and advanced. And similar to the Access Fair Ls, we don't speak or report out on particular grade levels. We do this as an overall K-12 continuum. There were 11 students who were tested in both ELA and math, and we have 27% of the students who were at target or advanced. And similarly in math, as I mentioned, there were 11 students with 27% meeting their target or going above the target. They are also administered the science assessment. And this is only administered to students who are in grades 5 and 11, and we had 40% at target and advanced. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. McCann. Any questions for Mrs. McCann before I move on to the superintendent's report? Okay, so it gives me pleasure to report out on NJ CUSAC. I'm sure the board knows, or certainly our staff is aware, that last year our school district was monitored by NJ CUSAC. In short, that is the state's monitoring mechanism to ensure that each school district is providing a thorough and efficient education to its students. Each school district is required to undergo NJ CUSAC review every 3 years. If you're curious, that stands for New Jersey Quality Single Accountability Continuum. It is a mouthful, that's why it's referred to as NJ CUSAC. So just last week, we received notice from the state regarding the results of our review. The scoring works that there are 5 monitored areas, and any district that exceeds 80% in each of the 5 monitored areas is deemed a high-performing district by the state. So I'm proud to report that Wall Township Public Schools has received or achieved that distinction as a high-performing district. So specifically, in the first area is instruction and program. Our score was 89%. The second area is fiscal management. Our score was 90%. For governance, our score was 100%. For operations, our score was 100%. And for personnel, our score was 100%. So, of course, I could take no credit for any of this because this process predated me, but it is certainly a point of pride for our district. And I do want to specifically commend and thank the members of the central office team, the school administrations, the administrative support staff, both at central office and out at the schools. This process is very comprehensive, and it requires a lot of labor hours to put all the documents together for the state. The monitoring is actually done by the county office, and it involves comprehensive document verification, review, and also site visits to the school. So it is quite a bit of work. But it is a point of pride that we are a high-performing district. So some highlights for the public and for the board since our last board meeting. Summer Night Academy, which I reported out about at the last meeting, it ended on July 23rd. I attended the end of year or end of program showcase, which had the theme of America 250. It really was a wonderful event. It was filled with performances of patriotic songs. So I really just wanted to acknowledge the faculty and staff and the families for the kids that participated in that program. It really was an excellent program, but particularly that event was a really nice end-of-year showcase, and I was very happy to attend that event. On July 28th, the board held its annual retreat, which was a public session. That retreat, there was discussion on the district goals and activities for the upcoming school year. Those district goals and activities were further discussed in committee, and our central office team and our school teams and so on have refined the goals and activities, and so they're on the board agenda for approval tonight. That's our commitment for the upcoming school year. Of course, as I mentioned at the July meeting, we're looking forward to the strategic planning process that will commence sort of mid-year and take us, years into the future. So more to come on that. So as we approach the end of August, the buildings start to awaken a bit. In terms of the high school, athletics began on August 10th. So football, cheer, tennis, and cross country. Those athletes came back to our campus on August 10th, like I said. And just yesterday, on August 17th, all the other fall sports began. So it's an exciting time for the district, in particular for the high school, as we start to see a large number of students and staff come back to the campus, and you see the campus start to come to life and you get that sense of anticipation and excitement that a new school year really is upon us. Speaking of that, our principals sent out their welcome back letters to families last Friday on August 14th. Lots of excellent information in those letters that went out. So for parents, if you haven't had the opportunity to read through that, certainly encourage that you do so. I will be sending out a letter to all parents on August 26th with some additional information to look forward to for the upcoming school year. Today, August 18th, Mrs. McCann and other members of our team led the first of our 3-day new teacher orientation program. So we have 30 new staff members that joined us. We are really excited about the individual and collective capacity that they're bringing to our school district. I'm looking forward to the luncheon tomorrow. And so far, so good on first of the 3-day orientation. So looking ahead to the opening of schools, kindergarten orientation. So on the one hand, we have our high school students returning to the campuses over the last week or two. And on the other end of the spectrum, we have our youngest students, our kindergarten students, coming in tomorrow to all 4 elementary schools for the orientation programs. So our faculty and staff are certainly excited to welcome the class of 2039 and their families to the orientations that will be held tomorrow. Sounds like it's like from the future, 2039, you know? Genesis is open. That was mentioned in the principal letters, so just a reminder to parents and guardians, if you haven't already gone in, the parent portal is available for parents of all grades to go in and read through the handbooks and the forms and just acknowledge that you've read all that so that your students and you as a parent can have access to schedules and other information in the portal. There is an update to cell phone expectations for the upcoming school year, so some of you may have heard about this over the last year or so, but the state of New Jersey did pass new legislation last year that applies to every school district, every school in the state of New Jersey. That law goes into effect for the upcoming school year. So the long and short of it is for every student in Wall Township Public Schools up through and including 8th grade, there's effectively no change. There's been a prohibition from students having access to their cell phones in the schools up through 8th grade in the past at Wall Township Public Schools, and certainly that is the case for the upcoming school year. The one instance where there is a change to practice will be here at the high school. So the high school must adopt the bell-to-bell policy in accordance with the new legislation. And so in the past, certainly students at the high school did not have access to their phones during instructional times, but they did have access to their phones when they were walking between classes. They're walking from math class to English class. There's 5 minutes. They were permitted to access their phones during that time or during lunch. That is no longer permitted. Of course, the administrations and the teachers at all levels of schooling at Wall Township Public Schools will review expectations for cell phones and other related devices at the start of the school year. Lastly, for me, I just want to say a thank you as we approach the end of the school year to our custodial and operations staff, to the administrative staff at central office and in the buildings, our food service staff, our transportation staff, all those folks who work behind the scenes to do the work that's required to open up a large school district like Wall Township Public Schools. We are primed and ready to welcome our students back. I know that our custodial teams and our maintenance crews have been doing an amazing job. The buildings already shine. They're putting the final touches on it, but they are going to be beautiful for our students and staff when they return in the first week of September. And that concludes my report, Mr. Malik.
Thank you, Dr. Bleakley. All right, and I just want to add my congratulations to everyone who participated in the process, the CUSAC process, which is lengthy and very, a lot of work is involved in doing that, gathering all the information for that. And to earn high-performing district status is a credit to all of you who participated in that. I want to thank Mrs. McCann for her report on the ELL and DLM testing. All right, it seems like we're moving in the right direction with our students in those areas here. I'd like to add much appreciation to the various parent-teacher organizations at all of our schools, specifically for the breakfast for the first day for school staff, and broadly for the work that they do during the school year to provide the extra things for our students and staff. School opens 2 weeks from today for staff, September 1st, and then that's a a Tuesday, and then it's, no, that's a month, what day is that of the week? Is that
Tuesday.
A Tuesday, then the kids come in on Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday the 3rd, all right, that's right, Tuesday and then Thursday the 3rd. So that's coming up very quickly, and as Dr. Bleakley mentioned, there's a tremendous amount of activity that's taking place in all the schools, and certainly much, again, I concur with the much appreciation that we have for all the work that's being done in the preparation of the schools so that they are ready for our students and staff when they come in here. I also want to thank everyone who, over the past few weeks, especially supervisors, the building principals, Mr. Scarano, Mrs. Bond, Mrs. McCann, for getting all of these people hired. As we found out, we have 30 new hirees. We started with the new teacher orientation today, and getting these people hired and on board so that they're ready to go on September 1st. Thank you so much for all your efforts in doing that. That concludes my report, and I know we may have some board members that wish to make a contribution. I know Ms. Bibby, you would like to say something.
Yes, thank you. I just want to, on behalf of the board, convey our condolences to Ben Biafore and his family. Ben is entering 3rd grade, and his father unexpectedly passed away a week ago, and we are here for Ben and his family. My son and Ben are very close friends, and I just wanted to let the family know that we are all thinking of them, and we are here if they need anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bibby. Certainly appreciate those remarks and wish the very best for the family. Any other board members wish to speak about anything or any of the committee reports? Okay, hearing none at that time. Committee reports are available on the agenda. And at this time, we're going to open up the floor for the second public comment for items that are appearing on this agenda. My comments that I made before about public comments apply to this as well. Anyone wish to speak about any agenda items? Okay, seeing no one who wish to comment on agenda items, I'm going to, at this time, close public comment. Okay, so at this point, is there anyone else? Any other comments to be made? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to ask for approval of tonight's consent agenda. Ms. DiGiovanni, second. Mr. Buffa. Roll call, please, Mr. Spike.
Okay, consent agenda, Ms. Adams?
Yes.
Ms. Barbier?
Yes.
Ms. Bibby?
Yes.
Mr. Buffa?
Yes.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Yes.
Ms. Lawler?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Mr. Malley?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Now I'm going to ask for a motion for adjournment. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting? Okay. Ms. Papa, motion. Ms. Lawler, second. All in favor? We are adjourned. We'll see you in September.